with Empress Effects, and we're here at the NAMM Show 2018. I'm here with Synthtopia. We're going to take a quick look at the Zoia, which is our new pedal. You can think of it pretty much as a platform that allows you to build musical things. So you could build an effect, traditional style effect, like a delay or a reverb, something like that. But you can also build synths and other instruments in here as well. We do that by basically giving you the building blocks for all those items. So, in the synth case, you'd be talking about things like oscillators, VCAs, ADSRs, things like that. And you place them on the grid and connect them together to build whatever instrument or effect you're trying to do. So I'll give you a quick rundown on how the interface works and how you would actually build something, and then I'll show you a couple examples that we've built so you can hear kind of what it's capable of. So on the grid, first of all, just go to a blank preset here. We have only the inputs and the outputs of the pedal at the moment. So to connect them together, actually these are already connected. I'll drop in a new module. Let's make a quick delay. So I'll choose audio modules, and I'll drop in a delay line here. So now if I want my audio to run through the delay, all I have to do is select where I want the audio coming from, and then click where I want it to go to. So these three modules right here are the delay line that we just added. The first one's always the input, the last one's always the output, and then anything in the middle would be controls specific to that module. So I've just connected the input. Now, if I want the output of this to go to both outputs here, I would hold it down and press both of the outputs. And now, if you press it, you see it's connected to both the outputs. So that's how you would build something, by placing things together, connecting them together. You can also connect things other than audio. You can connect CV, you can connect MIDI. You can really control anything with anything. Like, for example, if you wanted to control the speed of an LFO with the volume envelope of your guitar, you would simply connect the audio into the envelope, and then the output of the envelope follower to the LFO rate, and it'll just control it that way. So hopefully that gives you a quick summary of how you'd put things together. Once you've built something, you can save a preset and recall presets easily. You just scroll through them, and then when you find the one you want, you click and load. So here's one that I have working on a sequencer that, I'll just get to the volume down here. There we go. We have a sequencer triggering MIDI notes that are then sending the signal to the oscillators and the ADSRs that we have set up for the actual synth voices. So in a lot of ways, you can think of this like a Euro rack, but like a digital version of a Euro rack. So you can make connections the same way you would with a Euro rack, using the MIDI, the gate, and the note to actually trigger the voices. The nice thing about this, compared to Euro rack, is the fact that you can save it, so you don't have to carry around something that has all the cables connected. You can save stuff and switch easily. The other really cool thing is that once you've made a synth voice, like for example here, we can package this whole voice into what we call a super module, which condenses it all into just a couple blocks on your grid. And then you can copy and paste that as many times as you need. So if you're looking for 4 notes of polyphony, you would simply just copy and paste that 4 times, and then sum the outputs together, and then you have like a 4-note synthesizer. So here would be an example of that. Just like, oops, it has to be on before it to work. Right, so we have 4 voices going there. And the other nice thing is that you can connect it to traditional effects as well, like delays and reverbs, all inside the box. So you can have that synth, and then maybe this one here is a similar synthesizer, but it's also running through an auto panner and delays to make it much more interesting. And all that can be saved as part of the preset as well. So, and for that one, we actually added tap tempo as well, so I could adjust the speed of the delay very quickly and easily. And you can connect any peripheral, like a stomp switch or an external jack, MIDI. You can connect it to anything, so it really has kind of unlimited possibility for ways to interact with the outside world and within itself as well. So you can use those tools to build very complex things using just these really simple modules that we give you to start with. So the physical inputs and outputs that are on the box, there's 2 audio inputs, 2 audio outputs, and then there's our control port. And our control port can accept MIDI, it can accept an external tap switch for using for tap tempo, for example. It can take expression pedal, and it can take control voltage, like a 5-volt control voltage. So that all goes through the that one jack for the control port, and then you just assign internally what you want it to listen for, pretty much. We have a guitar going into the input, and we have the 2 audio outputs going out to the echo system and then the reverb, which are both stereo pedals. So they're just in series and then out to the amplifiers. And I'm using the MIDI output of the key step here from Arturia to control through the control port here to send MIDI signals to the Zoia. So it's a very compact setup, but it has a ton of power. And if this one doesn't have it, but if there were, say, knobs that have control change messages that you can send, you can assign those to any variable or any module in here as well. So it lets you, if you had 50 knobs, you'd be able to control 50 things, right? Like it's very, very connective, just like MIDI is as a format in general. You're not really limited physically with how much room you have to build stuff. Like the grid here is expandable, so using the pages, you can actually page over and expand the grid as far as you want. So as far as space, you're not going to run out of room. This is still a prototype, so we haven't actually implemented it yet, but there's going to be a CPU monitor on the screen that just has a little percentage that'll let you track where you are. But as far as what you can do, we're already doing a lot. Like this patch right here has 4 voices of a pretty complex FM synthesis into an auto panner, through a stereo delay, and then through a reverb and out. So already we're doing a ton of stuff, and we haven't hit the wall. So to be honest, we haven't figured out where that wall is yet. I know there is one, and the CPU monitor is going to be a really useful tool to see where you are. And obviously, if you try to add something, once you hit that wall, it's not going to let you. It's going to give you a warning, and you'll be able to see what each module is using as well. So if you need to optimize, you'll be able to use that information to help get everything you need on the grid. We're hoping for a June-ish release. It's soft right now, but it'll be in that early summer range. And the price point will be similar to these guys in the $450 to $500 range.